Hey, it's Homebrew Wednesday again. How you all doing? Hope you're having a good week. I've got a beer from Carl at Cuppa Brewing. He's a local just down the road from me. He's kind enough to give me, he's given me a couple of beers actually. This is a stout of his, just a sort of a Guinness clone, I guess. Not sure what he put in it, but crack into it. Ooh. Ooh, smells good. That nice head. Nice malt aroma. Because it's not nitro, so it's not going to be 100% like Guinness, but cheers. Oh, that's good. No astringency I can really pick out, but the dark malts, which is good. Medium body, nice and creamy. Did I hear that he put some flake barley in it perhaps? I'm not sure. Anyway, that's good. Cheers for that, Carl. It's got his a Schwartz beer from him as well. Probably give that a go at the weekend, but yeah, it'll be good. Yeah, well, what have I got to share with you guys this week? Not a huge lot happened so far this week, but I've got a few little things that I'm working on. The control panel, I've been working on the labels, so I've got a sign writer to print me up some vinyl stencils, which I've stuck on, ready for etching. So I'm just going to do the usual 12 volt power supply. I've got an old 12 volt power supply here. Put the negative on, stick the negative to the chassis, and wrap the positive around a few cotton buds. Dip that in salt water. Some people use salt water. Some people used vinegar and a mixture of vinegar and salt. I think I'm just going to go with salt water. Seem to do the job. You just dip the so the positive is wrapped around a cotton bud or a Q-tip at the end. Dip that in the salt water, and then with the power on, you rub it through the voids in the stencil until enough materials come off that it's etched in uniform, and then I guess just give it a wipe down. Obviously disconnect everything so there's no current passing through it anymore, and then you can pull off all your stencils and you're left with the etched voids in between. So hopefully I should have some nice little on-offs and other other labels on there permanently. Yeah, so that's that. What else? Oh yeah, and I'm gonna do the same on the pumps down here. pumps I'm going to have, you see in there, a 1 and a 2 on the top of the pumps. In there, 1, 2, there we go. So I know which pump's which when I'm turning them on and off. Should be handy. Yeah, so what else? I was thinking I might just give you a quick little rundown of the HEX heat exchanger in the middle. I'm not sure if I've mentioned or not yet, but this brewery was sort of a bit of a tribute build to Paul Wicksteed, who sadly passed on last year. Sort of hit the YouTube community pretty hard because he's just such a great guy. He gave me a lot of help with designing, well, not designing, but inspiration on building my own system, and through watching all his videos with his build, his electric brewery and his control panel, and I took all of that and put my spin on it for this. And yeah, so the heat exchanger is probably the biggest part that's hinged off what he built. So I'll quickly whip it off, disassemble it in front of the camera, and sort of explain to you what each part is. So it's got a it's a 4-inch stainless tube that's got a 4-inch tri-clamp ferrule welded on each end with the clamps to match. On the bottom, just the gasket. So undo the bottom one. So we've got an in and an out for the actual can. So we bought a ball valve on the top and bottom, and so that's just to fill the can with water. And then on the inside I've got element, that there, so that I'll have wires going from there down the centre of the column in the stand, and out a gland in the bottom that will go round and into the back of the control box. So yeah, so that's the element that heats the water that will be inside the can, the tube. Do the top one. So this one here, we've got obviously a tri-clamp output. That's for my temperature probe to go in and monitor the flow of the work that's going through the coil and coming out, going back through the mash, circulating through the mash. That's obviously the input, output. I've got a little pressure release valve on the top there, just so that when the pressure builds up in the can from the heating, that will release at a relatively low pressure. And there's also this wire here, which is the float switch. So there's a float switch inside, so that if the level of water inside drops below a certain level, it'll cut out the element in the bottom and stop it from dry firing. I'll take off the top one as well. In there. So there's the float switch in the middle there, and it's just a bit of air conditioning copper coil, annealed, so it's soft. It's air conditioning copper is different to plumbing copper. It's annealed, so it's softer to work with, to bend. So I just I filled it up with sugar, dry sugar, the whole pipe, and then crimped each end of the pipe, and then wrapped it around a piece of galvanized pipe that size. So the idea being that the sugar stopped it from crushing as I was wrapping it around. And once it was all formed, then I just got all the, the sugar just came out. I melted the sugar and that all just washed out. And obviously then I just had some elbows, a bit of straight to go up the piece through the middle. And then that was welded into the base of the 4-inch top plate, with the triclamp ferrules for the in and out. Yeah, so that's kind of it. It's going to be interesting hooking up that there'll be the float switch. There'll be a circuit in the control box that will turn on a buzzer to alert that the water's low, and it will also complete a circuit that will cut out the element. So when I can just quickly open the ball valve for the input into the can, so that the water level rises back up, and then it will just come back on again. So yeah, that's that heat exchanger. What else? So videos this week that I've watched that I thought was quite cool. Shout out to Laser Wolf Homebrew. He did a clone of a Punk IPA, Brewdog Punk IPA, in the Grainfather. And what I found was really interesting was that he switched out his counterflow chiller. The Grainfather has a counterflow chiller, and yeah, he switched that out with an immersion chiller to see whether he could get more hop matter and cold break and all the proteins and everything, get more of that to drop out into the bottom, whirlpool it by using the immersion chiller instead of the counterflow one. And it really paid off. The wort that came out of the Grainfather after he let it sit, I think he let it sit for like half an hour after chilling. It was just crystal clear, just unreal. So well done there, buddy. Yeah, I'd be interested to see how the clarity is once the beer's finished and packaged. So yeah. The other video that was quite entertaining this week was shout out to Chatham Brewer. Your last video, your follow-up video to Tony Yates, that was classic stuff. Yeah. Be interested to see some more stuff from you, putting out some good videos. I'm really interested to see some more on your brewery build, your control panel and that, and you got a real mean hood over that system. So yeah, but anyway, cheers to you. hope you have a good week and manage to do some brewing at the weekend. Yeah. Anyway, cheers. Catch up.